name is Britt and this is Coffee and Makeup, and today I am filming my 6-year hair anniversary. 6 years of growing out my hair. Started around shoulder / a little bit past shoulder length, and today I am sitting squarely beyond classic length, beyond the bottom of my bum and getting down, working my way down to knee length. So 6 years. Can you guys believe it? Actually, the way I kind of realized it was my 6-year anniversary was because I was looking at my YouTube comments and someone had commented on my 5-year video and said, "Are you gonna make a 6-year video?" And I was gonna reply like, "Yeah, girl, like when I hit 6 years." And then I realized, holy crap, it's already been a whole year since I filmed that 5-year video. Seems like just yesterday. So yeah, it's been a long time that I've been growing out my hair. Long time. A lot has happened when I think back. You know, it was like I was living a totally different life when I started, but I'm still really enjoying it. I still am having so much fun seeing how far it will go. I just didn't even believe I would make it to even classic, like even the bottom of your bum length is something that's just seems very unattainable. And I know it is unattainable for a lot of people depending on their nutrition and their, you know, habits as far as dyeing and using heat tools and stuff. But since I've sworn off all that, I've tried to maintain my nutrition pretty well, and I got there, and it's still growing. Just wow, you know, crazy. A lot has remained the same really since my last hair video. I still wearing buns every day, and I'm feeling very dissatisfied. I feel very frumpy, and that's one negative about having long hair, is that you kind of have to rely on these frumpy hairstyles or live a very inconvenient life of constantly brushing out tangles. And you know, if I do choose to have my hair down on a day, I'm just constantly going to the ladies' room and trying to do some damage control, because depending on what you're doing, if it's windy, you can get knots and tangles that are impossible to wrestle apart. So I'm getting kind of tired of the buns. I feel frumpy. I feel like this doesn't convey who I really am as a person, but haven't really found a solution yet. I'm thinking about maybe trying to, like, you know, do some type of braiding or some fancier, you know, spice it up a little bit with the buns, but I don't know, guys, I'm tired of it. Also, my ends they're a little bit rough, and you know, it's hard because I compare myself. I bet you guys do this too if you're on Instagram or even if you're on long hair community. I compare myself to these people who I don't even believe some of them are being entirely genuine. Like when you look at an Instagram photo and you see gorgeous, thick, full hair that's like bum length or beyond, I feel like a lot of it is just primping. You know, they're using silicone serums, they might be using clip-ins, a lot goes into these pictures that you don't even realize. You know, they're combing it out right beforehand, and sometimes I just don't believe it's 100% real hair. I'm sure not all of it, like not all of the people who make those videos only use their natural hair, and I'm sure some do, which is really awesome, and like, can I please have your genes and inject myself with them? But I know it's not all real, so I fall into this trap of comparing myself to my really well-endowed long-haired friends, and then I get a little dissatisfied. And once you get to this length that's beyond your tailbone and getting to be like half the length of your freaking body, for goodness sakes, then your ends just can't be as great a quality as the hair that's sprouting right out of your head. You know, they've been through a lot, they're old, and if they're like mine, then they might be really susceptible to getting mechanical damage. So my ends are kind of Velcro-y and they're thinning out, and sometimes I'm like, I wish it would look like these perfect hair models online, but that's just, you gotta remind yourself that that's an unrealistic expectation, and a lot of those perfect hair models don't have perfect hair anyway. A lot of people do compliment me, but I'm thinking it's getting a bit beyond the length of compliments and more to the length of like a little wacky, you know. I think people, and because it's not in perfect condition, I think a lot of people would rather me have it a bit shorter and have it looking more perfect than have it be so weirdly long, you know what I mean? But I don't really care what people think, honestly. And when people want me to act and dress and behave a certain way, I just tend to do the complete opposite. Like, I remember a long time ago, I was dating a guy who really liked girls with long hair. And at that time, I was not a girl with long hair. I was a girl with short, like shoulder length maybe hair. And he was always saying like, oh, you should really like grow your hair out longer, it looks so good long, don't cut it. I would tell him I was getting a haircut and he'd be like, oh my gosh, don't go. Like, I'm like, relax, it's a trim. But after a couple of months of dating this guy, I just went to the salon out of spite, like 99% out of spite, and cut it even shorter because I was like, screw you trying to tell me, how to wear my hair. So I don't care what people's opinions are. And sometimes even on my YouTube channel, there'll be people commenting, I think they're like, 12 or something, and then they'll say like, oh, your hair is so gross at the end, you should really cut it, it's ugly. And I tell myself that they're children so I can maintain my faith in humanity and I can believe that they still have a chance to develop empathy and manners, but at least I hope they are, because wouldn't that be so sad if there was an adult out there that's like commenting rude things about people's appearance online? Just a sad thought. But yeah, even some people online will say that it's not perfect enough to be long, to which I say, that's just your opinion. And if you're just starting to grow out your hair, you will have a lot of haters. Well, I shouldn't say haters, but you'll have a lot of people who are not that fond of the idea, especially if you normally float around a middle short length. Like when I first started growing out my hair, my mom was like, why the heck do you want to look like those people? And she thought that it was pretty gross to have really long hair. She has really short hair herself. So she's like, why do you want to look like those people? I like your hair better short. I like it better short. And now, every time I walk in front of her, she's like mesmerized. She's like, wow, Britt, when you walk your hair, it sways back and forth. I love it so much. Look at how long it's getting. I'm like, do you remember when I started growing it and you said, cut it, cut it, cut it? She doesn't even remember. But yeah, people, their opinions, they're fickle. But yeah, if you want to grow your hair out, just grow it out. I also wanted to touch on shedding because, Lord, you guys are worried about shedding. A lot of people will email me, they'll comment, and they'll say, I'm really worried about my hair falling out. I'm getting a lot of hair fall. And I think people don't realize how normal that is and natural, and it's healthy when a hair falls out. Especially if you do get sheds, you can check to see if the root is still attached. So if you have a piece of hair that's fallen out, if you just run your fingers along, and if you hit a bump at the very end, either end, that means that it's come out at the root. So it's just that hair's time. It's time for that hair to be falling out. It's not like it broke off. It is your normal shedding cycle. Most every day I will comb my hair, and I get the craziest hairballs just from that one combing out of my hair. They're about the size of a quarter, I would say, and every day I get one of these. So by that logic, I'm thinking I should be bald right now, but shedding, it just happens, and really nothing bad comes from it. Now, the only time when I would really worry about shedding is if you have shedding that's accompanied by an itchy scalp and or shedding that has flakes or some waxy buildup on your scalp. If that's the case, if you're getting a lot of shedding, an abnormal amount for you, and also you've noticed that your scalp is feeling a little off, then it might be worth investing in some Selenium Sulfide shampoo. Selsun Blue is the most popular brand, but you can find that ingredient in a lot of other shampoos that are specifically formulated for dandruff. But it could be a fungal issue on your scalp. So I've found that if I'm having a lot of shedding and I'm getting an itchy scalp, then that means there's some sort of fungal thing going on. I got it for a while when I tried to stretch my washes for, I think, too long, for me at least, and then my scalp got all out of whack. So if you're having shedding and your scalp feels a little wonky, then try a Selenium Sulfide shampoo. That should do the trick. On the topic of products, silicones have been saving my life recently. My life has been saved by them so many times, especially like I was saying with these horrible ends that sometimes bother the crap out of me. I find that a silicone product can really help, and what I've been liking recently is the It's a 10 Miracle Styling Potion. And I read the back of this container. I was in the Impulse Buy line at Ulta, and I read water, dimethicone, and I thought I need to have that because that means it's like almost purely a silicone product, and that's been really helpful for me. So when I get out of the shower, in addition to my argan oil, which I still use, I will take a little bit of this, mix it with the oil, swirl it around in my palm, and I will just gently distribute that onto my ends. And that really helps it to be more manageable and just lets me be able to let my ends a little bit more free without worrying about them getting tangled on everything. So that's everything for this update. It's a short one, but I think that's to be expected as I've kind of hit my stride as far as my hair is concerned, and going from super long to like mega super long is not that crazy of a transition, versus I feel like it's a little bit more fun in the beginning of your journey because you're growing from short to a little bit longer. You can slowly work in new styles and kind of disregard old styles that don't work for you anymore, and there's a lot more dynamic stuff happening in the beginning of your journey. So on that note, please update me on your journeys, guys. I haven't heard anything about them for a while because I haven't made a video like this in a while, so give me the update, give me the scoop. If you've commented before to let me know that you've hit shoulder or whatever, then comment again, even if you're only in mid-back, because I know the mid-back abyss is what everybody calls it. So long to get your hair all the way down your back, but let me know. Give me the updates, give me the scoop, what's been working for you, let me know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys, I hope you enjoyed.